For joining us, and thanks for also for helping us stagger the entry into the house as we kind of care for this just wonderful gem in this neighborhood. My name is Manny Leto. I'm the Executive Director of Preserve the Burg. I just wanted to thank you all for attending. We support for Preserve the Burg really comes through memberships and through attendance at events like these. So, the success of Preserve the Burg really can be attributed to your support, and so we want to thank you for that. We also, we accomplish our advocacy mission in really two main ways, and that is through direct advocacy. So engaging with our elected officials, talking to developers, talking to neighborhood groups, and then also in a little bit of a different way, in a more fun way. I come from the museum world. We call it informal learning, and so we like to get people out into these spaces to explore the community, explore the neighborhoods, and get out on the streets on a walking tour. And things like this are exactly what we do, and it's a way for us to appreciate and to learn about these structures and how they fit into the community and why they're so important. The other thing, I want to thank Eileen Bettenhouse for sponsoring this event and supporting Preserve the Burg and taking care of your food and beverage this evening. Also, I don't want to carry any of it out, so keep drinking. And then I want to introduce our homeowner, Sharon Winters. She's going to tell you a little bit about the house. We want to thank Sharon for making this a Preserve the Burg fundraiser and for opening her house graciously and welcoming you all in. And I'll turn it over to Sharon.
Great. And at our house, there's my husband, Kendall Reed.
And Maury.
Kendall's dog wrangling today. So, yeah, well, thank you so much for coming and supporting Preserve the Burg's work. Maybe at Manny, it's actually preservation propaganda. I don't know. So, yeah, we're longtime preservationists, and this house has been, just the classic labor of love. Did a lot of work on the house when we bought it almost 9 years ago. And it's just always a story with these houses. When you go back to when the house was built in 1923, it was built by a guy named Leroy Sargent and his wife Marjorie. And this was a classic boom-bust story. New York City finance guy, he's wintering in St. Pete, wants to have a house. He actually copies a house that's over on 20th Avenue North. I think he just copied it, even though it was architect design. You may have met the Teradashes, who are just inside the door. They have the twin to this house that was built a year earlier over on 20th Avenue Northeast. Mirror image houses. It's kind of an incredible story. But both designed by Edgar Ferdin, who was the first architect here in St. Pete. Many of you know the Chrysalid Arcade downtown. He designed the Chrysalid Arcade. So, but it's a story of, a few years of happiness, I'm sure, in St. Pete, and he overextended himself, started building a mansion over on Distant Heights, and when the crash happened, he was in big trouble, so he left town owing a lot of people some money. So it's not a pleasant story, unlike the story over 20th Avenue Northeast, the Teradash's house. There were two vaudevillians who owned that house, the Cressies. And they were here for many years and got a lot of joy out of that house. 15 families have lived in this one. I hope it's brought them all some joy. But I think it's the character of these houses that kind of tell the story of St. Pete, the people who lived here. And I'm just kind of stunned that knowing that 15 families lived here, that somebody hasn't ripped things apart, and so that's just very special, because so many houses, the interiors are altered. It's just the exteriors that are preserved as being part of a register, the local register of properties. So I thank you for coming today. Kendall and I are around to answer questions. Eileen, our realtor, and thanks too for so many people like Alex Smith, preservation architect back there, yay, in Belmont. I think still on the board of Preserve the Burg. So appreciate all of your attendance and your support for the work that they do. The Teradash's home comes before City Council for that nomination on Thursday night. So that's very exciting that both houses will soon be on the Register of Historic Places.
Well, thank you, Sharon. Thank you for opening up your house and sharing it with us.